We're out here in the rain. It's raining and storming. I was gonna stay docked, but I decided to come out to the middle of the lake because of what Jesus is going through. Is very dark and stormy, and it seemed appropriate that I just get out on the water and not just stay docked. I may have to move the boat every now and then because I'm being pushed around a little bit. We'll see how it goes though. So far so good. I'm just going to pick it up where we left off in Matthew 27, starting verse 59. Now the chief priests, the elders, and all the council sought false testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Even though many false witnesses came forward, they found none. But at least two false witnesses came forward and said, "This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God and to build it in 3 days." The high priest arose and said to him, "Do you answer nothing? What is it that these men testify against you?" But Jesus kept silent. And the high priest answered and said to him, "I adjure you by the living God that you tell us if you are the Christ, the Son of God." Jesus said to him, "It is as you said. Nevertheless, I say to you, hereafter you'll see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the power and coming in the clouds of heaven." The high priest tore his clothes, saying, "He has spoken blasphemy. What further need do we have of witnesses? Look now, you have heard his blasphemy. What do you think?" They answered and said, "He is deserving of death." They spat in his face and beat him. Others struck him with the palm of their hands, saying, "Prophesy to us, Christ. Who is the one who struck you?" Now, just real quickly, what they're referring to regarding the temple destruction here can be found in Matthew 24, and we'll just go there real quick. Matthew 24, verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to them, "Do you not see all these things? Assuredly, I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another that shall not be thrown down." So Jesus told them what would happen. And the only witnesses that had anything on him was that. He didn't deny it. He didn't respond to it, and he didn't deny it. But the temple was going to be destroyed. You know, the prophecy of the temple being destroyed was not just his alone. Isaiah talked about the same thing. Jeremiah talked about the same thing. They just couldn't believe it. Especially with the Romans governing everything so effectively. They just couldn't believe it. Thought, how dare he say that against the temple? And the temple is such a critical thing to God because it's his place. It's his dwelling place here on earth. Living God in his holy presence, the Holy of Holies. And they just couldn't imagine such a thing. And the thing is if you look at Psalm 94, starting verse 1, "O Lord, to whom vengeance belongs, O God, to whom vengeance belongs, shine forth, rise up, O judge of the earth, render punishment to the proud. Lord, how long will the wicked triumph? They utter speech and speak insolent things. All the workers of iniquity boast in themselves. They break in pieces your people, O Lord, and afflict your heritage. They slay the widow and the strangers and murder the fatherless, yet they say, the Lord does not see, nor does the God of Jacob understand." I'm going to jump to 23. "He has brought on them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. The Lord our God shall cut them off." That is what Jesus is talking about. Their wickedness. He cuts them off. There's no more, "You come into the Holy of Holies and sit with me." He's cutting them off because of the wickedness. And this is extremely offensive to religious people. You know, when this whole thing with COVID started, and the church started getting cut off from their temples, shut out, closed out. Such uproar about a building. Rightfully so. Such uproar. How dare you say we can't go into our building? We can't be the church without our building. We don't know how. All we know is the Sunday show. If we can't go in our building, we can't do church. Foolish. Church is never a building. Church is you and me. Temple of God is here. They were cut off. There was no more of that. Now sacrifices will return as prophesied. But that was it. That was the end of that temple. Because of the wickedness, they were cut off. I believe because of the wickedness, the churches of today were cut off. Many of them are closing down. Never could recover from that. So I'm drifting towards docks and such, so I gotta watch out. Just incredible how people are so naive, thinking that they're just doing such wonderful things for God. He just glorified their building above everything else. That building. Oh, that building is so beautiful. Look at that building. Let's get all the people in for 1 hour a week and turn off the lights. This man said he would tear down the temple. We are the temple. He just tore down a building. God dwells within. The Spirit dwells within. You have to see it. They didn't see it. They saw without this temple, how do we ever talk to God? People today, well, how do we ever talk to God? If I can't go in that building and the pastor tell me what God's saying, how do I ever know what God's saying? It's really quite funny in a peculiar kind of way. Because what took place there, we saw a similar thing. People didn't know what to do without their building. Maybe get out of your building. Go do church. Real church, not the Sunday show. Stop beating and spitting on Jesus. Be about his business. Don't just say you love him and sin. Don't just say you love him and go do whatever you want. Don't just say you love him and ignore his nudge from the Spirit. Be about his business. Get out of that building. Quickly. Hope this video helps. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel, the Patreon, that link is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.